Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is our main event. And it is being brought to you by our friends at headrush.com. Fortune favors the brave. This bout is set for 3 5-minute rounds in the XMMA welterweight division. And when the action starts inside our cage, our referee, Mr. Andrew Glenn. And now, for those in attendance and everybody enjoying our stream around the world on Fight Network, let's get this party started, because this is it! Introducing to you first, fighting from the blue corner, standing 6 feet even and weighing in at 170.2 pounds. Tonight, he comes to the ring with a professional record of 10 wins, 3 defeats, and 1 no contest. Representing Sanford MMA and fighting out of Cascais, Portugal, please welcome Andre Fialho. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet 3 and weighing in 168.8 pounds. Tonight, he comes to the cage with a professional record of 14 wins and 5 defeats. Representing Team Lloyd Irvin and Ironside MMA, fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. Please welcome James, the Texecutioner Vick. Fighters to the center of the cage, please.
Gentlemen, you got the rules earlier. You got any question about the rules? Follow my instructions, protect yourself. I tell you to stop, do it immediately. Touch him up right there if you want. Step back, ready at the bell.
Good luck, gentlemen. Chris, here we go.
You ready? You ready?
Vick was staring down our ring announcer a little bit.
Maybe you didn't like the way he was introducing him. I got to be honest with you. I do love the name, the Texecutioner. Can you ask for a better nickname than
That's
that?
pretty cool. The other takeaway from that was you talked about everyone enjoying our stream.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't really noticed that. Thanks for pointing it out. One thing that I know Vick talked about was he felt the kicks were going to be very important in this fight. He's going to utilize that length and try and keep his opponent away with the kicks.
Well, he has the tools to do it, those long legs. That's kind of like a karate sidekick there, aren't they? A hook kick. Do you think those are very effective? I mean,
I personally feel like they're more of a distraction. I think you can hurt people bad with them, but you can throw them off, just kind of keep them guessing on where it's coming from. That's very good if you can keep them not knowing where things are, and you can hit them with other strikes, punches, kicks, anything.
Well, this is the first of 3 scheduled 5-minute rounds here in the welterweight division at XMMA. Our last fight of a great night of fights. All the prelims and the main event fights have been incredible. Eric Apple joined by Chris Lytle. We are having a great time watching James Vick and Andre Fialho. And Andre is looking pretty slick so far on the feet, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. He's really not taking too much damage. He's staying right in his range.
And we talked about that James Vick believes he has a lot more ways to win the fight than Fialho does.
Well, he felt like there was only one way Fialho wins is by landing a big punch.
Yeah, by countering with a big punch, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, Vick's game plan is to not let that happen.
Now, Vick,
obviously,
we talked about, he's looking for sort of like a rebirth or like a, pressing restart in his career.
Yeah, and that's what this fight's about to him, coming in here and taking care of business, ending the night early of his opponent.
Man, Fialho is pretty slick and comfortable on the inside. Did you see that roll out of there?
Oh, we talk about, he trains with Henry Hoof and those guys. So, I mean, everybody from that gym is going to be tougher than nails. Just very good on their feet, very comfortable on their feet, I should say.
Oh, good. Man, that reach is just something so impressive.
And if you've never been in there with a guy who has a big reach on you, it's very disheartening when you're trying to do something. You counter two strikes and you throw a punch, you end up an inch or two away from their face. Very frustrating.
You don't feel like you're anywhere near being able to make a difference, and they're touching you.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you just have to you have to spend a lot of energy to get inside to throw a punch.
It's been a very cerebral first half of a round, hasn't it?
Absolutely. And you can tell the difference right here. These guys are not just coming straight forward. They want to measure their opponent. They want to know exactly what they're throwing. They're not wasting any energy.
I'm just impressed you, a cerebral man.
I don't know. I just quote other people sometimes.
These guys in the center of the cage here in the welterweight main event. Nice head high kick. And Vick looks like he's maybe just warming up a little bit, looking to start firing. You can see him twitching, getting ready. Here comes that calf kick that we see so often these days in our sport.
Man, it's just funny, the evolution of the sport, how things go in different ways. It used to be always thigh kicks. Now people know they get caught too much when they do that. They get the leg grab. They're going for the calf. Yeah, it's smaller muscle too.
It's like I said, I broke Ray Elby's leg in a fight before, but it wasn't with those calf kicks. But I'll tell you what, I'm kind of happy that those kicks weren't around when I was fighting.
Yeah, you're not kidding. James
is not afraid to fire though. Nice.
Starting to open up a little bit more.
He's not afraid of those high kicks, is he?
No. Well, he feels like he has the advantage on the ground, so I think he's like, if I get taken down, I'm still in a great position. Who cares?
I think this fight's matched up really well. I think Fialho's doing just fine inside with him. I mean, other than those low kicks that Fialho's eating, he's doing good on the striking.
Absolutely. And I get the impression right now he's just kind of setting up for that big right hand. If he can land it, he's going to hurt.
Well, I think he's capable of hurting anybody with that right hand, is he?
Yeah, but he's just being patient right now and trying to set a trap and wait for it to come open.
Yeah, you can see he's doing exactly what you said. He's setting traps and he's looking for the big counters.
And that's a higher level of this sport. When you can set traps and be patient and wait for the right timing, that's when you get a lot of knockouts.
Now we're touching each other. Oi!
That ducks right into that.
Fialho blocked that kick beautifully with his face.
Nice, nice. Yeah, he might hurt his leg with that one.
Oh, another high kick there. Fialho caught it. Getting the takedown. Oh, he doesn't want to jump into the guard, does he?
Oh, you hear Vick, he said, come on,
now,
come on.
I disagree with this completely. Why would you let him up? Why would you not stand over him and throw leg kicks? You could finish out the round standing on top, kicking that leg.
Yeah,
there's no reason.
Sure.
I've never been a fan of that theory of letting your opponent up.
I mean, there is something when maybe you can score some points with the judges thinking, this is where I want to be. I'm controlling the pace. I don't know.
Well, we're going to look at some replays here in just a moment, but to continue on that, I mean, if you're on top of your opponent standing up and he's on his back, I don't care if there's 4 minutes left in the round, you could stand right there close enough to him where the referee won't separate you, and you could just kick those thighs and legs for the next 4 minutes, and you will 100% win that round, and you will do damage to those legs.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me. I've been in that position. I don't want the other guy to get up something, but both.
Look at that reach really playing there, straight right, left hand. That high kick right there.
There's the head kick.
And there's been a whole bunch of them.
And Vick's being
Is this one where he catches with his face? He does.
There it was. Got him more with the knee to the face there, but
Yeah.
it didn't seem to bother him. Vick's being true to his word, though. He's using those kicks an awful lot in this fight.
And Fialho threw that body shot right after he caught that high kick with his neck and his head. We got 10 minutes to go with this fight. James Vick looks to be in great shape, not really breathing very hard. And his opponent, I would say the same thing. Both look in great shape.
Okay, we've had the first round now. Let's see how they can adjust. I mean, some adjustments need to be made. Both guys, let's see who's able to make those adjustments.
This is it, second round of 3.
Like I said, if I'm in the corner of Fialho, I'm trying to say you have to really let that right hand go. You can't just sit in position for it. You have to let it go now.
Oh, that was interesting. You caught the karate kick in the face as well.
Keep the movement, hands up.
That's the one thing with Fialho. He likes to stay in tight like a boxer, but because of that style, you can eat those kicks to the face, and it's not really helping his cause.
No, but like I said, to me, the main thing is he's got to pull the trigger on that right hand. When he's in position, he's got to let it fly right now, because otherwise he's just taking punches.
Now, the problem with the style, he's looking for this counter and looking to catch Vick off guard, is time's going by, and he's staying in there, and he's absorbing some shots and not really finding that big fire back.
Well, not only that, but Vick's kind of being unorthodox and not doing a traditional way of fighting, so he's waiting for that right opportunity to throw that right hand, but it's not there.
With Fialho, at some point, is going to have to start feeling a little bit of urgency and have to go forward and make the opportunities happen on his own.
I'd like to see him double jab his way in and then throw that too.
He has good boxing, though, that's for sure.
Huh. But you can tell his head movements there. He's blocking all the punches besides those.
3
we just
straight shots right there from James Vick.
I had to say something and kind of.
Yeah, Andre Fialho's corner telling me he needs to work, and they are absolutely right. He needs to start pressuring, and he makes these opportunities present themselves.
Well, I'm a firm believer that even if you're doing a great job of using your head movement, ducking, avoiding punches, you're not winning the fight by ducking punches. You have to land punches.
Making your opponent miss doesn't mean you win.
Exactly.
I think he hurt James a little bit. James lost his mouthpiece, and he's absorbing some shots.
He looks like he's
big right hand. And James is not liking this.
He's still very hurt right now. He's better try and get the fight to the ground right now. That's what I recommend him pulling
Oh,
guard.
another big left hand. James Vick is in trouble. Fialho's boxing is coming into play just as his corner told him he needs to make something happen.
And Vick's pushed against the corner right now.
He does not have a mouthpiece. Could this be an upset in the making, Chris Lytle?
Absolutely. Those are some devastating punches right now.
It is really happening here. James Vick is seeing a nightmare unfold between his eyes. Can he survive it?
The referee's very close to jumping in right now. He's getting one more good punch, and that's about it, I think.
Left hook there. Vick, more uppercuts. Oh, that's it. That's it. Unbelievable stoppage. Andre Fialho, a Portuguese fighter, the grizzled veteran, has made it happen and beaten James Vick here in the main event of XMMA. What an impressive showing from Fialho. And look at the damage to Vick over here.
I mean, he ate a lot of punches right there. This is devastating punches thrown by Andre right there. You could tell he did exactly what his cornerman asked him to do. He waited for the right time, and he landed that big punch. And that was the end of the night for James Vick.
Man, James Vick was looking so good, and man, Fialho was patient, and we talked about it. He was patient, he was waiting for these chances to come back with big punches, and it didn't seem like it was coming so quick, but I guess Andre Fialho knows better than me. He was patient and waited for his chance, and when it came, he really grabbed a hold of it.
He capitalized on it, exactly. He was waiting for that right time. It happened, and now look at the result. Look at James Vick right now laying on his back.
James Vick has some real damage. He had a good amount of blood we saw coming out, and he's going to have some issues there. He probably has a broken nose or some broken orbital bones probably. Could have some issues with the jaw. He absorbed several uppercuts and hooks. And, I'm not a doctor, but I'll tell you right now, you don't take 10, 15 of those punches without having some real damage.
That's true, but I mean, I'm really impressed with James Vick's ability to take those punches. He didn't go down from them, really. I mean, he was eating them all.
He stayed on his feet.
He stayed on his feet. He went out on shit. I would have liked to see him after he got rocked a couple of times, try to figure out a way to get the fight to the ground. Pull guard if you have to. Give yourself a couple minutes to take a break.
Man, some real damage being laid down right there by Andre Fialho. Man, violence is what he brought here in the second round. Looks like Vick's got to probably break his tooth or break a jaw.
Well, his mouthpiece got knocked out early,
that's
so
right.
in that whole exchange,
he took 10, 15 punches, no mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And explain to everyone at home why he didn't get his mouthpiece put back in. If the action is still going on, it doesn't save you. If there's a break in the action, the ref will give you your mouthpiece back. Is that correct?
And that's exactly what they talked about in the rules, man. They said, look, if your mouthpiece comes out, you better find a lull in the action, because if there's action going on, I'm not stopping it. I'm going to let you fight for 4.5 minutes if I have to, if that mouthpiece is not in. You have to make a break in the action before I'm going to put it back in.
Man, and you really feel for James Vick, because you don't want to see somebody take 10, 15 shots from somebody who knows how to throw hands like Fialho. You don't want to see someone take that many shots with no mouthpiece. That's no bueno.
I don't want to see him take that many shots with a mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's for sure. Man. James Vick is really rocked over there. Glad to see him back up on his feet. He's on the stool. We certainly hope that he's going to be better and he'll be back. We know he's not done with his MMA career. He's got a couple losses in a row, but we hope he'll bounce back here real soon. Very impressive from a well-rounded veteran, though, when Andre Fialho. Andre talking about how unorthodox that James Vick was, saying that he's hard to find the distance and he was kind of weird to fight him. But that's what we talked about.
That's exactly what we said. We said he's in there, he's got that trigger pull, but he hasn't been pulling the trigger yet. Why not? Well, because it's awkward. And here's another replay. There was the first one, looked like it got him with a good little left hand of the jaw. And that second one knocked his mouthpiece out. And then he just starts unloading and landing, even if he's not landing, right there, hit him right in the ear.
And Vick, to his credit, bounced right back up.
Just tough, but you can tell he's slowed right now, so that led to a lot more punches. Look at that uppercut, another uppercut.
Those inside uppercuts that Fialho is throwing as he steps in are really clean and really crisp, and they're incredibly effective, aren't they, Chris?
You can just tell by the way James Vick's head goes flying up that they're landing clean.
And then the body shot makes it as well. Now we see the blood start coming out of the mouth and the nose. He must have a broken tooth or a broken jaw.
Oh, he's got something because he had no mouthpiece in there.
Okay, for our official particulars, let's get into the ring for the last time. It's Christopher James.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee, Andrew Glenn, calls a halt to this bout at 2 minutes and 21 seconds of round number 2. Declare your winner by TKO, Andre Fialho.